Somebody sent me a text. They said they had the wrong number and they were talking to me about my relationship. And we were talking about his relationship, And he said, never say never. And I said, oh, okay. I've heard that one before. I've kind of used that before. Yeah, you never know what the next day is going to bring. People change. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, these are some things we were talking about, me and this person. You should never expect, never demand, and never assume. Don't expect people to do something. Ask them if they will do something. Never demand it. Never say, if you don't do this, you're going to. No, never do that. Never assume. Don't assume things are going to happen. Just don't. You have to know your limits, though. You have to know where you stand. You have to know your role in the relationship. Your role should be a partnership, plain and simple. Don't let other people get into your relationship. Oh my God, have I messed up on that one many times. Friends, family, her friend's family, this person's friend's family. Just don't let people get in your relationship. It's your relationship. It's you two versus the world. Love this person with your whole heart. Give them everything you got. This way, you can never feel like guilty. You can't feel bad. You did everything right. Like I said, relationships are not easy, but don't be taken advantage of and don't be mistreated. You know, don't don't affect your relationship negatively too. Don't be negative in a relationship. Try to be positive. Try to build each other up. But then again, with today's culture and with everybody on their cell phones, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off your cell phones. For the love of God, how many times do I go to a restaurant and see people on their cell phones? Why are you even on a date? Why are you out? You should literally just be at home on your cell phone. Guys, girls, they took you out for the date. They wanted to go out with you. They didn't want to go out with your cell phone or their cell phone. Put your phones down. Talk to people. I used to play a question game. I used to say, okay, I'll ask one question, and then you can ask one question. That's how a date really should go. You should ask each other questions. But relationships can really affect you. They have the power to motivate you, and they have the power to cripple you. And sometimes relationships don't work out. If a person's been beating you, you know, really hurting you, and I don't mean by somebody, saying they didn't like this, they didn't like that, and trying to save a relationship. That's not really an abuse. That's somebody just running their mouth, I guess. But I'm talking actual abuse, actual bad relationships, where you're being cheated on, where the woman is going around behind your back sleeping with guys, or when the guy is sleeping with your best friend, ladies, that kind of thing. I mean, some people have a breaking point. I read something that said, I walked away because you were too busy finding faults in me while I was too busy overlooking yours. You can't be nitpicking relationships down to nothing. I mean, come on. You want to be with this person. Make this person feel good. Make them feel like the best person in the world. Build them up. I've always tried to do that in every relationship I have. I try to build the person up. I try to make them feel better than they actually are. I mean, sometimes I'm a little too nice, I guess. I mean, you could save yourself a lot of heartache, if you just don't give a fuck, true, but you don't want to go in thinking like, damn, if I would have done this, would it have been better? What if I'd done this? I mean, there's good behavior and bad behavior in relationships. Bad behavior is jealousy, paranoia, accusations, And for the love of God, people, if you have the ability, don't, don't, don't go into personal things. What I mean by that is don't look in their diary, don't look in their emails, don't look at their Facebook, don't look at their Instagram. Don't do it. It's a double-sided coin. What I mean by that is ignorance is bliss. You hack a phone, you hack an email, you do any of that stuff, you're only looking for the things that are going to break your heart. I could have saved myself tons of heartache over the years if I never did that. You should never do that. That's a huge breach of trust. If you don't think something's right, you need to sit down and talk with the person. If you think they're cheating or going behind your back, sit down and talk to the person. Don't hack stuff. Don't get into emails. They leave their laptop open. Don't look through it. Because what are you really looking for? You're only looking for things that are going to really upset you or make you mad. You're not looking for the good things. You know the good things about the person. You're looking for the dirt. You're looking for something. Why? Why do you want to do that to yourself? You know, I can understand it. You want to know what's going on. You don't want to be cheated on. You don't want to be used, taken advantage of. You want to stop something before it happens. I get it. But I'm telling you, you're only looking for things that are just going to break your heart. It's not going to be, you're not looking for like lottery, winnings. You're not looking for how much money they spent on you or what Christmas gift they got you. You're looking for dirt. Don't do it. If you can't talk about your relationship and you can't, work things out, I don't know what to tell you. You're not a team. If you two cannot sit down and talk about your problems in a civil manner without no one yelling, I mean, you can't just say, I don't want to talk about this, or can we talk about something else? No, if this is an issue, you need to talk about it and work it out. Solve it. Get through it. Figure out where you stand. Put your energy into people that will actually help you grow. I mean, you really gotta work on a relationship. It is not an easy sale. It takes effort. It takes commitment. Relationships work, relationships don't work. But guys, there is ways to kind of bring your woman back into a relationship. If you feel like she's distancing herself or moving away, you need to step it up. This is where you got to step it up. Well, how do I do that? Women look for, I saw online a person posted the attraction experience. What it means is if a woman says, I don't love you anymore, I just don't have those same feelings, that's not that she doesn't love you guys. Like I said about the light switch, it could be turned on and it could be turned off. You've done things, men and women, this can go either way, you could use it either way. You've done things to turn that switch off. You need to start doing things to turn that switch on. So if you were if you were in a relationship, you guys broke up and then you got back together. If you were going to the gym, making positive things for your life, doing positive things, and you stop cold turkey as soon as the person comes back in your life, you just fucked up all that hard work. You showed them that you're not continuing to be a better person. I've done this. I've done this mistake, so I know. I realized I was making bad choices. I realized I was saying things that were not helpful to the relationship. I was telling things that were not helpful. My problem is I'm way too honest. I need to filter out things. Things can be left unsaid. It's cost me that relationship, being too honest. If I was never honest about some of the things I was doing or trying to do, it could have saved me. Now, I'm not saying lie, but pick and choose. You know what this person wants to hear, and you know what they don't want to hear. Relationships are not easy. You can be doing everything in your power to make it work. If the other person is doing nothing, it's not going to work. Being in love in this generation is terrifying. I get it. Because loyalty is very rare, and people are quick to choose a good time over a good thing. Some of the people's biggest regrets are putting all their time into someone who they thought they would be by their side forever, and then they end up leaving. Time you don't get back. So instead of just ending a relationship because it's not working out, try to make things work out. Now, I'm not saying force yourself to be into something toxic. What I mean by that is if the person is manipulating you, controlling you, and making you do things you don't want to do, they force you to, I don't know, be in a job you don't want, move to a city you have no interest in moving to. Cut off your plans. That you need to kind of distance yourself from. But if a person is trying to build you up and you don't want to be built up, you might want to look at yourself as a toxic person. What I mean by that is if they are trying to get you to go back to school, get a career, leave a dead end job, have you save money, have you guys save up for an apartment together, have you guys save up for a wedding, and you're only interested in entertainment and having fun, well, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to start growing up. You could still have fun, but you need to work out a compromise. Save money, but don't, not have any fun. You can go on trips. I tried to do that before. I've tried to, in relationships, tried to save money and, build up towards a future. I was not concerned about traveling and stuff, even though the other person wanted to. That was my mistake. I didn't take the other person's wants and needs into consideration. I realize that now. You have to take both people's thoughts and feelings and wants and needs into consideration to make something work. If you want to conserve and build towards a future, save up, take care of bills, take care of debts, and the other person is only interested in their own entertainment, then I'm sorry, no matter what you say or do to, fix a situation, someone's gonna have to compromise. If they want to travel like all the time and go to, theme parks all the time and go to, expensive restaurants all the time, you try to limit it. You don't have to cut it off cold turkey, but limit the amount. Instead of spending money left and right, try to say, okay, we got enough to do this a month, but I also want to take care of this bill and this bill. The people that are trying to make you make good decisions, maybe you're just too used to failure, you're afraid of success. In a relationship, a person will always want to build their partner up. They will always want them to be at the same level as them. I have often wanted that. I've often wanted the person to be at the same level as me. I want to bring you up to my level. I want to, pull you up. Let's go back to school. Let's save up money. Let's do this. Let's do that. But you also have to look at how you're coming off. You can't force people, to be a certain way. I mean, you have to, just because your mom and dad told you something is right doesn't always make it right. A big part of becoming an adult is unlearning a lot of shit you were taught by people that didn't know what the hell they were doing either. I mean, some people get in a relationship and they'll tell the person, like, look, I love you. I know sometimes I'm a bit of a disappointment. I may act without thinking or speak without thinking, but I want you to know that we could work this out.